Okay, Act 9. We are continuing our leveling series for Path of Exile 101, and we are a Duelist who has ascended to a Gladiator. And we are playing the skill Bladestorm. We're currently on a 4 link, and in Act 9 we go to the Ascent, and we're just going to run up this curve, grab that. The blues over here to kill. Talon axe, and then up here there'll be an exit down. Now the axe we picked up in the last episode was really strong for this build. So we have somewhat of an advantage. And we've dropped our first Divine Life Flask, which is what we wanted. So we're going to slot that in there. What's that axe like? If memory serves, it's got a low attack speed. 1.2, yeah, it's low. That axe is all about damage, not about damage and attack speed. And actually on this build, damage is slightly more important than attack speed, although we are going to go a lot more bleed speed, or faster bleed, than I did on my previous character that was built like this. So we probably do need to do quite a lot of bleeds to keep up all 8 up all the time. And the reason we have 8 is because I picked up the Crimson Dance Keystone, which is here. And Crimson Dance basically means that enemies no longer take more damage as they move, but they can take up to 8 times the bleeds. I haven't mentioned this before, I don't think, but bleeds, basically, you can only have 1 by default, and it's always the strongest one. So if you do 5 bleeds and one's like 1,000 and the other 2 are like 700, or the other 4 are like 700, then only the 1,000 will take effect. When we use Crimson Dance, only the 8 strongest take effect, so we can have more on them and it will just pick the strongest. And that's why belts like Risvada's Coil are really powerful on these builds, because they lower the minimum damage you can do, but they increase the maximum. And so the more maximums you have, the more damage you do, and all the lower ones will be discarded. You'll still do the damage with a hit, but the bleed itself is what matters on these builds. This is Betrayal. We are going to do it just because we're here. So in here, these things heal, so we're going to get rid of these turrets first. And avoid these lasers that are coming in from the side. Once we've got them, we're going to kill them. It's rather painless. They do actually hurt quite a bit. So in here we have a choice. We can either +1 to rank of Chimera, or we can imprison Chimera and get +1 intelligence per turn. If we imprison them, they lose a level. So we're going to get execute, and then now become an agent, because they've got 1 star. Grab this, talk to Riker, +1 to him as well. And then last one is Guff. You can imprison him for +3 fortification. Basically, what you do when you get intelligence is this bar fills up. Once it fills up to full, you get access to a safe house. But we're not ready for that yet. Now, the items they've dropped have these squiggly stats on them. And that actually means we get to choose the stat we want. But more on that when we get back to town. We also gain that stat on the crafting bench, so it's quite useful. Curry axe, it's only one-handed. Grab that, don't want to grab that yet. This looks like... What does this look like? I thought the thing was going to be there, but it isn't. There you go. There's the waypoint. And there's a crafting recipe. And we're going to go over here to the quest marker. The quest marker can be practically anywhere. So I always hope it's close to the teleporter. Or the waypoint. Touch the stone thing in the middle, which has been completely covered by loot, and then we just kill everything in the circle. And our one spin, or our one Bladestorm is working to kill stuff. If they actually walk into it, of course. And then you get your big guys around the edge we need to kill. So I'm just going to drop one on each. And they're down. Grab the Stormblade. And then we head on all the way over to the left. Just kill these blues. We leveled. Actually, I got 2 points. Where did I get this first one? Once you get to the far wall, you will find the exit somewhere. There we go. Through we go to the foothills. I'm going to apply 2 skill points. We are going to go for Resolute Technique, and we are going to refund that, and that. Now the other thing is we used to come down here and out. The problem is because we now have to go here instead of here to get the magic, we do have to take this extra point. So I am sticking this way for now. We may change that once I get block, but we'll see. We're going to start going for this axe node, and we're going to go the top way because the top way has a plus 30% to ailment damage. Now in here, we're going to sort of head up following a straight line from the doorway. When we get towards the top, we're going to take a left until we find the waypoint. This area's layout is very, very similar. Where the mob is that you need to kill is not. It moves. Before we get there, I'm just going to kill these Einar mobs. Be careful with Einar mobs. They are incredibly dangerous. Especially when they're red. These are only yellows, so it's not too bad. There you go. Let's get away from them. Ooh, 3 Chaos Orbs. Nice. 2 Alchemies as well. And then we're going to get the thingy. Essence. Ow! He hurts a lot. Once he's down, grab the essences. Now what we're going to do is we're going to zigzag left and right, and we're looking for Boulderback. I'm just going to come down here just in case he's close by. And then up here. And we're still looking for Boulderback. There he is, which is convenient. He won't take long to kill. Grab the Kalandra of Fortune. And then on we go to this doorway. Into the tunnel now. There is another Trial of Ascendancy in here. So we're just going to travel through, keeping an eye out to see if we can spot it. It's normally around the midpoint somewhere off the beaten path. I'm going to kill him. Now the way Bladestorm works is when you first place it down, the attack is stronger than the spin. The spin deals damage periodically. So even though we drop it and we leave it, it's still applying bleeds to the enemy. Which is why we hear them pop off screen. Waypoint. We're just going to check this side road. And this one down here to see if the trial is there. Okay, we found it. These are the spinny blade of variety. They're quite nasty. We're just going to try and avoid them. Ow, ow, ow. Okay. In here, there'll be several mobs. Grab the crafting recipe, grab the pack, and we'll get a portal. Rather than go back to the waypoint, it'll be quicker for me just to log out. We can get that if we move there and there. And that's respec points. Okay, now in this town there is Jun. We talk to Jun and we unveil items. And you'll see we can unveil And that gives us options of what this roll should be. Anything for us. Deal double damage where focused is nice. Strength and chance to avoid being ignited. I'm going to go for double damage. 18% is strong. We got a belt. Let's unveil that. Now, the different items give you different kinds of rolls that you would find on those items. I do want the armor roll, so we're going for that. And then on the ring. +1 to minimum endurance charges, 4% to gain endurance charge on kill. Now, when you re-roll this, you don't get the +1 to minimum endurance charges. You just get the chance to gain endurance charges on kill. We're going to go for fire and chaos resistance. And you can see that roll is now on the item. And that roll will also now be on our crafting bench with a slightly lower power. If you can get it on the item you pick up, it's worth much more. Now we put straight back to the tunnel. And we've cut off the walk we would have to do back if we hadn't logged out. And we are just looking for the exit. Which is same place as mine's level 1. It's right at the end. Act 9 is very close to Act 4 layout-wise. And now we exit into the quarry. In here, we're going to go straight to the center. We are going to grab this recipe, grab the waypoint, and talk to Sin. We are then going to go to this right-hand side. There are 2 side quests in here. One is to the right. The other is either to the left of the arena or to the top, but where it is depends upon what this side area is. So we always go here first to work out where it is. This is this one, so the next shrine is on the right. If it wasn't this one, the next shrine would be on the left, and it would be this one, because this would be the factory. Now, in this fight, they do some damage, and so do the whirlwinds, so keep out of them. We're going to get some ads. And we're just going to throw those in because I don't want to get hurt by the whirlwind. Can get a bit nasty in this fight. This guy keeps going invisible, and we keep getting these ads spawn. Once the fight is over, Sin will come in, and we'll get the feather, and then we're going to log.
In the Marrakech desert, farewell.
Well, it took some.
Grab this potion.
Take care.
Talk to Irasha.
When I received my first
Use the skill book, and go for this point now. And then we're going to go back to the quarry. And as I said, the exit will be straight upwards now. What's that? Barrow's map. Boots. I'll pick those up just to see if they're any good. He says he completely misses them. Okay. There's the exit. Oh, it's not the factory, it's the refinery. Kill everything. And then... I'm just going to basically go up and across. And then there'll be an exit from one of these to the side. Eventually. Well, maybe it's not the side this time. And then over here, you'll get these double doors. This is the most hard fight in this area. And I get some bleed on him, and we're going to run away because he just slammed the ground, so it will explode. And that was what gives us the advantage in this fight, the ability to stand away from him, but still deal damage with bleed. Now, the big slam he does explodes repeatedly, so just be careful of it. And that big explosion does a lightning shock thing that hurts a lot. Also around the arena is the lightning lines that will also hurt you, but he's down, so we're safe. Grab the powder and log. I'm going to grab this reward we missed before. That sword is a lot of damage, 304. Shame we can't use swords because we no longer get rage from them. Oh, never did get rage from them. Now that we got that, we are going to go to the foothills again. And right near the waypoint, there'll be this exit into the boiling lake. In the boiling lake, we're going to head towards the right. Don't kill anything directly in front of us, but mainly we're looking for blues. And then we'll reach this area where there's loads of frozen people in stone. So there's like a Medusa bird in here that keeps freezing people. And she is very much like a bird. A real bird. And I just realised we got no streamlights. Now, once we get here, we're going to sort of go around the edge of the... There she is. Key thing in this fight is always, always, always stand behind her. Because that Medusa thing will freeze us, and we do not want to be frozen to die. Grab the crafting recipe, and then we can log. In here, we go back to the waypoint, and we're going to go now to the Vestiri Desert, and we're going to go straight sort of diagonally upwards here. And eventually, we'll find this. And in here, we're going to run this way. Now, it's not always this way, but I like to go this way. Just because it normally is. He says this is completely wrong this time. We dropped a silver coin. Monster with a green thing in it, we'll kill it because they can give good loot. Nothing. So if it's not there, it's probably up and top right. Now the boss at the end of Act 9 is quite nasty. Still not as bad as the person in the... I keep wanting to say factory. It's not, whatever that area was. Okay, so it's not in the two normal places I look. Let's kill that. Ooh, another 6 sockets. We'll soon be able to start crafting links on our items that we want. There we go, sandpit. I'm going to put a point on, which is going into mastery 15% faster. And there's a scorpion. This scorpion does chaos damage and heavy chaos damage at that. We have a minus chaos resistance because we killed the first Katava. Minus 30. And then once he sort of leaves, he's going to keep popping up. And basically you just need to touch him. And then run around. You can't do any damage to him. Each time you touch him when he's here, he'll fire once and move on. Now, where he pops up, you actually see you're sinking into the sand. This does a substantial slow to us, so it's something we should be aware of. And we're basically just following down this path while dealing with the scorpions, which also do chaos damage. This is very high chaos damage area. Doesn't really bother us too much because we don't have energy shield, so it's not penetrating. On an energy shield build where you split between fire and energy shield, your energy shield does nothing against it. Right, we're just going to hit him a lot. He's stopped taking damage now. We sort of... Wow, he dropped a chaos thing on the floor, so we need to be careful with that. Now you'll notice these sinking sand areas. We want to avoid them as much as we can, because sinking into the sand will slow us and get us hit. Okay, he's going to pop up, and we're just going to hit him again, avoid his big slam by standing behind him. And there we go, he's down. And log. Go back and talk to Irashi now. She'll say you killed Shakari, and then grab the skill book. Just sell these things to get 7 currency. And we should have quite a bit of that now, 37. So soon we'll be able to start crafting our stuff. Back to the waypoint now. We've done all of the side areas. It's back to the quarry. I'm going to add my skill point. Instead of going through these axe nodes, we're going to come and do regenerate life. Based on the number of endurance charges we have. That'll give us 6% regen. Or 0.6% regen, sorry. And then the next one will give us another endurance charge, so we'll have 4. Talk to Sin, he'll open up the ground. In we go.
Here I go again.
And through here, it's just a maze. Once we get to the end, we will find the entrance to the boss fight room, which is similar to the Act 4 one, where you get to kill 3 mini-bosses before you can kill the big boss. Only the big boss is an amalgamation of the 3 small bosses. It's quite nasty, actually. Now, for life, when we get to Act 10, I like to run about 2.5k. So we're way below where I want to be, life-wise. And that's probably because most of my gear has been woeful. It's improved a lot since I put the loot filter down. Yeah, do not run your loot filter on super high while you're leveling through the acts. Especially when you're doing a solo self-found. Okay, kill that. Now, we haven't got any new skill gems in a while. If we get a 5 link, we will be getting another one. But until then, there's really no point in changing your skill gems. They're pretty much optimal now for the start of endgame. So it's just going to be the tree that we're populating as we level. Into the black core. Torch silk, and then these will pop up on the outside. Remember this arena? And then through here, we're just going to go down each of these side areas. This is the lightning one. This is the hardest of the 3, I think. She's the more likely to kill me. Whoa, what was that? Silver coin and chromatic. Up we go. You'll see those tornadoes. Try and avoid them. Don't just walk through them like I did. And to Siobhan's arena. Okay, in this one, like that, she hurts like hell. Now that is because my lightning resist isn't very high. But what I was going to say is you want to get behind her as quickly as possible. Now she's firing that beat. Ouch. My lightning resist that bad? No, it's not that bad. Oh. Dear. Right, so we are going to have to wait. Oh, Jesus Christ. Till she stops firing. And then kill her. We need more lightning resist. This just isn't enough. Now, if I level this with shield, axe and shield, we could get temper shield. We are just going to do what is known in softcore as throwing our lives at it. Because she is... I've never had so much damage off her. Okay, so we are going to try our best to ignore the lightning bolts. Where's she gone? She's there. Okay, she's down. Thank God for that. Next one. This one is a Chaos boss. I grab the cards. So there's a lot of chaos going on in here. If you are running a different build to this and it is energy shield based, you will not like this at all. This one isn't so bad for us. But as I say, the lightning one is terrible. Grab that for the chromatic. And eventually we'll find the doorway. Say eventually. I don't know where. There it is. Malagaro. We are going to throw down as many of these as we can. Follow him around and chaos on the floor. We'll just get out of there. Back in. And now he's going to multiply. And we just have to kill all his copies. And this won't be bad. We're going to dodge the floor again. And then the last one. This one can be quite nasty. But not as nasty as the original version. I'm going to switch to this one because it means I can keep moving. Ow. I'm getting hurt a lot here. I don't know what it is. Oh, it might be the curses on the floor, of course. Plateau map, we want that. It's my favourite of the tier 1s this league. And then... Now these poles all apply curses. You don't actually need to kill them, but you might want to get sort of between them rather than on them. Because I think this one is vulnerability. Which means we take more fizz. And there we go. Okay. Now the way this fight works is she's going to put those totems out. And when she drops to a certain health level, she's going to start pulsing, doing damage. Our leech is enough, I think, to sustain us through this fight. So we're not going to even hide behind those turrets. So if you have a weaker build, go behind the turrets. Okay. Towards him, and this door will open. This monstrosity is the trio. It's a mixture of all three bosses. So you got the lightning books, you have the chaos on the ground, and you have big slams and things. Now, between each phase, there is going to be a load of scorpions, which we need to kill, and eventually she'll come back. Now, those things hurt like hell, so do avoid them. And they'll stick around the arena, so that's blocking off that section of the arena, or we'll take a lot of damage. And I want to be in blood stance when fighting him. The chaos and the dam. They'll come to the centre of the arena and the whole thing will cave in. We can now talk to Wayland Roth to hear the best voice lines in the game.
Ain't gonna lie to you, friend. You look like actual shite. Like a real big steamy pile of goat droppings.
That's enough from him. And then we're going to talk to her and sail to Oriath. And we are safely now in Act 10, which will continue in the next episode. And with that, thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time.